Alright, so the next strapping we're going to have a look at is one of the ankle strappings. So we're going to go through a technique which is for lateral ankle sprains. So the two most commonly sprained ankle ligaments are what's called your ATFL, which comes down through the lower part of the fibula and down onto the ankle, and same through CFL, which straps straight down. So this type of strapping that we do just offers support coming in through the outside of that ankle. So to start off with, we've got an anchor, which just comes roughly about 2 inches above the ankle joint. So same thing with the anchor, is it is quite a loose strapping. And the technique that we will go through today is one which we call the basket weave. So there's about 3 or 4 different strappings to the ankle, but this one's probably the most comfortable. So you've got a second anchor, which is just like that Lodi strapping, which comes around the foot. And then we come into what's called our stirrup. So we're always starting off on the inside if we're trying to support coming through the outside of the ankle. So that first strip is nice and loose. And then as we come around the base of the heel there, that's where we apply the tension. So we do put quite a lot of pressure coming up through there. And then we do a basket weave, which is just an overlap, which helps to hold all that strapping nice and steady. And just same again, we're roughly overlapping by about half. And just make sure that your athlete keeps their foot up. Otherwise the strapping will be loose once they jump up into standing. And then the overlap coming in through the stirrups, we roughly want to make sure that the first line of tape is coming in through behind that lateral bone. The second strap, like this one here, is coming straight up the middle. And then that third strap is slightly in front. And then that way we know that we've definitely covered those 2 most commonly injured ligaments, but also the back one as well. Basket weave, we're just slowly working our way up the ankle. So once we've covered that ankle bone, we'll just do one more lock off there with the basket weave. As we'll come into what's called a figure 6, which just applies a little bit more support and pressure coming in through that ATFL, that front ligament. So for that, starting off on the inside, and then instead of coming straight up like the other stirrups, we're going to come across like a 6, where we're actually going to cross over the ankle. And I would often recommend doing 2 strips of 6s. And just making sure that you're kind of closing in any exposed skin through that front as well, otherwise you will get burns or friction blisters from the tape. So once you've done that, we'll just go through and close up those other gaps. So I often recommend only going about halfway around, and the reason for that is just so it doesn't get too tight at the top of the leg. You do want to make sure that you don't cut off any circulation. And key things to look for or ask the athlete will just be making sure they don't have any pins and needles, tingling or numbness, or they don't end up with blue toes. One more anchor down the bottom. And then we'll just do the same through the front of the ankle, where we're just going to close up those small gaps. And often about this point you just remind the athlete to keep their foot up. So just by overlocking that tape across the front of the ankle as well, it does mean if the athlete is playing rugby and is in boots or just in running shoes, it typically means it won't lift up, so it does hold all the strapping nice and firm. Good, and that's our basket weave ankle strapping.